Basically, if there's an airport, it'll get airported up. If airported up, that isn't even a thing. It'll get flew up. Hi and welcome to episode 70 of the Arya Bark podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you here. It's been a while. Life has not been great. Life has been very stressful. I know it did look for a while there that I dropped off the face of the planet, but I'm back, or hoping to be back. What's coming up today? Mr. Bark will be here later on to discuss the kilt walk. I'm trying to think, what have you missed? Mr. Darwin is no longer with us. I'll speak about that later on. Miss Arya is here. Aren't you? You're here, aren't you? You saying hello? No. Miss Arya is here, she's behind me, guarding the wool. I don't even know if you can see. Oh, you'll not be able to. Oh, you can see it here. Miss Arya is here. Miss Ellie is through doing a really good impression of a scarf with Mr. Bark. Andrew is working next door, so if you hear him, I apologise. I think that's everything. You can find detailed show notes linked down below. Anything that I discuss will be linked down below. I will leave, I primarily use Ravelry, however I will do my best to find non-Ravelry links where applicable. I will also link friends who podcast. I will also link friends' shops and favourite places to go and spend money. You see, been out for months and now I can't mind how to do it. You can find detailed show notes linked down below. You can find me on Ravelry as either Arya Bark or my personal account, which is Saltra, which is where the majority of these projects will be. The pattern pages will be. Not saying how updated the pattern pages are going to be, but I do my best. We have our Ravelry group, which is the Arya Bark podcast. We no longer have a private group on the website. The website's been taken down. We're trying to rebuild that. But life stuff. You can find me on Instagram as Arya Bark Designs. You can find me on Facebook as Arya Bark Designs, and we have a coffee page which is Arya Bark Designs. This week we have a lot of coming in, of which not all of them are here. I would like to point out that I have not podcast in months. Not all the yarn that I've brought in is here, and it's only what I could actually remember that I purchased. There will be possibly 2-3 months of my Yarny Corner yarn missing. I don't think I got anything else. Oh, yes, there's one missing, but I'll update that next week for my totals. Is that everything? Sorry, I've got notes here because, like, I'm useless. In this week's podcast, I think it's mostly just knitting, knitting and bead weaving, and timestamps for each section can be found in the description box below. I don't have the September or October. Possibly I might have October. I think that might be October. I can't remember what the September yarn was from my Yarny Corner. I might possibly have the October one. You'll see that later on because that's in a project. However, yarns that I've got here, no idea when I purchased them. First thing that I purchased, I had gone, would have been September, October, possibly September. I had gone to a yarn store where I went to purchase West Yorkshire spinners, to be told that they don't stock West Yorkshire spinners because it's too expensive. However, I did purchase this one, which is, sorry for the shape of the ball bands, yeah, Woolcraft superwash sock yarn, knits to a 4-ply. This is shade 2146. It's blues and white and greys. This is for Mr. Bark. It is a 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. You get 420 metres and 100 grams. These will eventually become socks for Mr. Bark at some point. I also seen this one, which is Kinko Zigzag. It is, see, I'm completely out of order, I'm going backwards now. 4814, which is Grasshopper. Again, this is a 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. You get 420 metres and 100 grams. It might possibly be socks for Andrew, it might possibly be socks for me or Mr. Bark. There is another one which I'll show later because that's actually been worked up. Next, I need to stick a picture in. Because I couldn't get the West Yorkshire spinners from the shop 6 miles away, we then went 30 miles to my other not very local yarn shop, which is the Woolly Brew in Pittenweem. Love Fiona. I did manage to purchase 3 skeins of the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colourway for this year. This is shade 1109, which is the gingerbread. Every year with the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colourway, I buy 3 and I make myself, my partner and Andrew socks. So I'd placed the order online and I'd spoke to Mr. Burke at the time and said, do you want to maybe just get it delivered or do you want to go up and pick it up and we can go for lunch? Bad idea. Not going to lie, that was a really bad idea. So we decided that we were just going to go up. I think I ordered it on the Thursday. We were supposed to go up on the Friday, but something happened, so we eventually went up on the Saturday. By that time, there had been 3 Zooms between the Thursday and, actually that might have been on the Wednesday. So there would have been 4 Zooms between the Wednesday and the Saturday. And one of the lovely Zoom ladies, Sarah, I'd been having a conversation about how I wasn't really impressed with the vintage tinsel socks. Don't remember if I'd said that I didn't like the Silent Night ones either. However, she did offer a suggestion for the Silent Night ones. And she recommended a pattern, which I'll show you later. I did quickly go on and purchase said pattern at the time, and then thought, while I'm at the Woolly Brew, I'll have a look and see if they've got any. And this happened. To be honest, it's, at the time, I mean, made the order, obviously. The book I got free because my purchase was substantial. So what I purchased was a ball of shade number 11 Marshmallow, a ball of 886 Hollyberry, 906 which is Silent Night, and 1051 which is Vintage Tinsel. The 3 balls of the gingerbread I picked up while I was there. I got a free project bag. I picked up some lovely scissors which are in a bag somewhere. And I picked up a new, I wanted to try out a new cable. It's the Mindful cables which twist. Love them. So it wasn't a huge purchase. We went for lunch. It was brilliant. The first round of purchases brought in 300 grams or 1,260 metres. The next purchase brought in 2,800 metres and 700 grams of wool. From that I have used the marshmallow and I've also used the vintage tinsel. You'll see them in going out. There has been other wool brought in. I am purposely not showing it today. As you know, I've been purchasing the My Yarny Corner. Leave details down below to Alex and Danny's shop. They have their own website now where you can purchase yarn and knitting and crochet goodies. I forgot to put my badge on. There has been other yarn from My Yarny Corner. I received a gift. I'd won a prize from Mandy from Mouse's McLochlainn. Unfortunately, Royal Mail lost it. So Mandy very kindly had Alex send me a skein of yarn. That will be coming up and going out because I have used it. And I now have a lovely pair of socks. I have got the 100 gram main skein from the Advent. I did purchase the Christmas box from My Yarny Corner. I'm not going to show that again until after Christmas because I know a few of the patrons, the My Yarny Corner patrons, purchased that as a gift for themselves for Christmas. And I don't want to ruin any surprises. However, there is something very special in it. The Zoom ladies have seen and agreed. I am one very lucky girl to have the opportunity to purchase it. I think that is everything. I don't think there's anything else. I am about to place another order in My Yarny Corner because it's coming to that time of the month. Need to keep stocking up the Emporium. So yeah, I think that's all that's been brought. I know it's not. Goodness sake. Our lovely Zoom friend Sue had mentioned that she had purchased the Head Over Heels, Stylecraft Head Over Heels Christmas pack. I did go purchase. You get Rudolph. You don't help me not being in the right place. Comet, Cupid, and Vixen. These I'm intending to make more 24-day socks. So that's what these are there for. I may possibly get 6 pairs of socks out of them if I use these 3 as the main colour. I don't know how well it would work with the red. However, I do have my yarn. These are not My Yarny Corner, these are Red Shorts or Smars. I do have these. They're both cayenne. I've got the bubblegum and I've got the chocolate lime that I could do as the main colour. That's the plan for them. So, is that everything? I know it is very, very gluttonous. I do not normally get that spendy, but it has been September, October, November, 4 months. It's been 4 months. Have I purchased yarn at all this month? Haven't purchased yarn at all this month yet. There's a couple of skeins I need to message Alex about. Alex, if you see this and I've not spoken to you about yarn, poke me on Instagram. Yeah. Oh, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Down in that corner right there is a very, very large box of undyed yarn. Mandy, I am blaming you. There's a few projects that I'm wanting to make, and I think if I was to turn around and say to Mr. Bark, I'm wanting to spend £150 on wool to make whatever. I think there may be a mini domestic. That being said, Mr. Bark did pay £200 for a butt-ton load of undyed yarn. So I've got that to dye up when I feel like it. I doubt there'll be any being sold. Never say never. So yeah, that's what I've got coming in. It's been quite bad. That's 20 minutes just talking about what I've brought in. There's been other stuff. I have received gifts. Again, with everything that's going on, my memory's shocking. So if you have sent me something in the last few months, you will have obviously received a thank you there and then. I do love them. And when I start using stuff, I will say this is a gift from whoever. Oh, Sarah. Still never fixed that for yesterday. The lovely Sarah, who is another Zoom lady and who is the Fibre Sanctuary on Instagram, very kindly sent me this beauty, and I've just broke my nail, so I can hang it back up. Nope, I've just made it worse. Sorry about that. Yes, it is dark. Now, I should say for any new viewers, I'm colourblind. The colours that this shows, I couldn't tell you if it's right or not. To me, that's a dark fuchsia pink going into light pinks. It's stunning. I think there's a couple of projects that I'm wanting to make with that. I just need to decide which one. And I've got my mini skein. I rarely use mini skeins in socks for like heels, toes and cuffs. I'll rarely do it. What I normally do with the mini skeins is I put them into my scrappy projects, of which I've got 6. Yes, people, that's right. I now have 6 scrappy projects. So chances are I'll probably use that in there. And I've just remembered I've not spoken about, well, I'll speak about it later, never mind. So that is everything, I think. I was nearly done with Luasc by Ailbíona McLochlainn. That is what I'm wearing today. I cannot stand up and give you a twirl because you'll see parts of me that you don't need to. However, this is it here. I'll see if I can. I'm quite short, so this is going to take some doing. It's there. I've done the A-line shaping, so it does flare out just a wee bit. In the last episode, I said that I wasn't sure whether it was ribbon. It's not ribbon. It's a turn-up hem. Same on the sleeves. However, this is an applied I-cord edging round the neck. I think I might need to re-block this because it started to turn a bit. I think I've applied the edging on the wrong end. Oh dear, I may need to knit a new one. Oops. This is available on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry and possibly Ailbíona's website. If it's available on Ailbíona's website, it will be linked down below. Modifications, absolutely no, I didn't because the A-line shaping was in it. Done the A-line shaping. This is size 5, which is 47.25 inches and 120 centimetres. It is knit in Drops Bell, shade number 17, which is petrol. This is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. You get 120 metres and 50 grams. It was possibly entirely knit in a 3.25mm higher shirt. I love it. I was a bit late getting it done for the hot weather, but it is really cosy. But being cotton and linen, it is really, really cosy and a really comfortable knit. In total, I used 984.6 metres or 411 grams. I love it. So just over 8 and a bit balls to make it. Are you saying hello? Can you not flash parts so you're on at me today?
No. Hello people. Again.
Again.
God, my hair's still a mess.
Yes, his hair's still a mess. If you watch Vlogmas day 2, his hair's still a mess. Yes, so I may need to call this episode I'm Not Sponsored by Ailbíona McLochlainn, or My Yarny Corner does have quite a heavy amount of My Yarny Corner and Ailbíona McLochlainn. My Yarny Corner is my favourite indie dyer. Ailbíona McLochlainn is pretty much at the top of the favourite designers. Love Ailbíona to bits. Ravelry's Wonky Shelf is still a thing. So yeah, so this is my Luasc. Plus Ailbíona does teach you Gaelic, Irish Gaelic at the same time, which is lots of fun. And now I've made my screen too big, I can't remember what I'm on next. Next finished object. I'll stick a picture in. I'm far too hot to wear both this and the other finished object at the same time. The next finished object is the What's This Sweater by Meghan Regan. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. If there is anywhere else you can purchase it, I will link it down below. Modifications that I made: it has A-line shaping at the waist, and I did add some Santa hats around the bottom just to break up the black a wee bit. Size that I made was a size 4, which is 45 inches or 114 centimetres. I love the top. However, and this has nothing to do with how the pattern was designed. Obviously, being the first Meghan Regan that I done, I didn't realise that obviously for my size, I would have been better going with, you get two different sized yokes. You get the smaller yoke and you get the larger yoke. I did the larger yoke. I would have been better sticking with the smaller one. It fits fine. I'm quite happy with the fit. I could have possibly have went down another size because it is a bit baggy around the chest. I do like a baggy jumper though. For in the house, it's perfectly fine. I have absolutely no problems with it at all. If I was going to go out, I know for a fact I'm going to remake it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to a size possibly 3. I think what I would do is knit up the larger chart and knit up the smaller chart as a swatch. Knit the jumper to just before you start the yoke and then place it up and see which one I preferred. That could be an option. Probably will make the next one longer sleeves. It will not be this year, it will probably be next year. Yarn that I used So Crafty Double Knit in shade K940, which is black. I used 249 grams or 747 meters. It's 100% acrylic. You get 300 meters and 100 grams. The red is Red Heart Detroit shade number 207, which is fire. I used 94 grams of that or 235 meters. The white again is Red Heart Detroit shade number 208, which is white. I used 94 grams of that and 235 meters. Both of those are 100% acrylic. You get 250 meters and 100 grams. The green, I've combined my green because I don't know what the top darker green colour is. Pretty sure it's Peyton's Fab. But in total I used about 20 grams or 60 meters, which brings that total up to 459 grams or 1,277 meters. I do love it. It was all knit in 4mm drops, classics knit needles on, I think it was a 32 inch and 2 16-inch circular needles for the ribbon. Have I forgotten anything else? I don't think so. I think that was it. I did enjoy the pattern. The only thing with me doing the larger yoke, it's not really practical for me being out in. The cuff keeps getting caught on my crutches, which is a bit of a shame. However, it is perfect for sitting in the house, or if I'm going somewhere where I know I'm not going to need my crutches. Like if I generally don't need to use my crutches to walk out to the car. So if we're going to visit Ryan's dad, I can wear it there because it's pretty short distances between our front door to the car, and to the home. So yeah, I do recommend that pattern. I will definitely leave links down below to that. It was great, and I'm very, very enjoyable in it. My next finished object, again, I don't have any of them here. I'm just going to do pictures. Is the Shawl Smorgasbord by Stephen West. I will stick a picture in. I did manage to get it finished. Possibly one of the last few on the Zoom group to finish. That last section, the Zoom ladies found the fact that I kept ripping it out and restarting that last section, like, just end it, you're done, you've done well, just end it. No, I will finish it if it kills me, or I kill him, whichever one comes quicker. Did manage to finish it, made absolutely no modifications whatsoever. Knit it as Stephen had written it. So, colours. Do I have that yarn here? No, I don't. I should have pictures of all these yarns. If not, I'll grab them off the websites and stuff. My colour A was John Arbin Knit by Numbers 4-ply, which is shade KBN 20. I think it was the red. Yeah, that was the red. It is 100% merino. You get 400 metres in 100 grams. I used 60.69 grams or 247.76 grams. Colour B was Wee Sheep Yarns 4-ply Pink Icing and Cinnamon Sticks. For that sorry, let's start again. See, I can't be like Mandy. I can't read and talk at the same time. That one is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 300 metres and 75 grams. I used 59.15 metres. No, that should say grams. 59.15 grams or 236.6 metres. Colour C, which was the white colour, is Rusty Ferret Yarns. It worked. That's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 425 metres and 100 grams. I used 78.42 grams or 333.29 metres. Love Rusty Ferret. The colour D is Knit by Numbers 4-ply in shade KBN, which is Knit by Numbers 80, so 80. Again, that's 100% merino or 100% merino. You get 400 grams and 100 metres. I used 27 grams of that or 108 metres. Sorry, I need to take a drink. My colour E is McLochlainn Arya Classic shade 102, which is black. That is an 80% wool, 20% nylon. You get 210 metres and 50 grams. I used 30.35 grams, 127.47 metres. Colour F is McLochlainn Arya Classic 234 in the shade grey. For that one, I used 31.36 grams, 131.71 metres. Again, it's an 80% wool, 20% nylon. You get 210 metres and 50 grams. My last one is Drops Fable in shade 310, which is Sunset. That one is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 205 metres and 50 grams. I used 33.24 grams or 139.61 metres. I knit it on a 3.5mm, possibly the Drops Classic circular, interchangeable circular needle. I did enjoy it. There were certain parts of it that drove me absolutely demented. The crossed elongated stitches, Mandy from Mouse's Makes had suggested to when you were knitting them off. I think you wrapped it on the you wrapped it on the larger needle and then you knit them off on a smaller needle, which made it so much easier to work. Love that idea. No, you knit them off a smaller needle and it made it easier to work. Absolutely loved it. The last section drove me to drink. Had it not been for liver issues, I genuinely would have took up drinking as a hobby. I don't know what medication I was on at the time. The problem I have with patterns is I'll read the instructions and I will not fully stay in there. And I thought I was doing the pattern right and it wasn't looking right. I wasn't doing the pattern right at all. And once I finally figured out what I was supposed to be doing, it worked great. Not a massive fan of the huge I-cord bind off. That wasn't fun. However, it never took as long as what I thought it was going to take. So in total, I used 320.21 grams and 1,319.44 metres. So I'm really happy with that. It is massive. It is huge. I am quite short, and when you look at the picture, it is coming to the top of my calves. It is that big, and obviously that is literally sitting like right here. Actually, it sits about here and comes down to the bottom of my calves. It is huge. I have used it a couple of times. I can't have it round my neck because I'm allergic to wool, and obviously, what yarn is it? The Drops Fable is a bit scratchy, so I have to watch what I'm wearing underneath it. It is a huge endeavour. However, it was totally worth it, and I do want to thank the ladies for keeping me going and listening to my rants and stuff, because it drove me demented. That's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's also on Stephen's Gumrose account as well. The next finished objects, if you watch Vlogmas, you'll have seen these before. These are the 24-day socks by Potter and Bloom. They're a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Again, huge thank you to Sarah for recommending the pattern. I need all the 24 days socks, all of them. I have had to stop myself now. Obviously I've got 3 lined up just now. That's not right, I've got 4. I have 4 different balls that I'm going to use in that pattern. I do have other West Yorkshire spinners I could use in the main colours. It is a really enjoyable knit. Now, I think that has a heel flapping gusset. One little second and I will check. I'm pretty sure that's a heel flapping gusset. Actually, it might not be a heel flapping gusset at all. I might be talking garbage. No, it was a heel flapping gusset. I'd tried heel flapping gussets before, was never ever a fan. Again, can I honestly say I'm converted to being a fan of a heel flapping gusset. However, those socks are lovely. I do like it. I'm happy that I managed to do the heel flapping gusset. It didn't look a mess. I know, I'm as shocked as you. I'll maybe take another picture of them on an actual foot. You can see they were actually really nice. There is a jog running up the leg. I don't care. enough of their socks. I don't care if the heel interrupts the striping. I don't care if my socks match. It's no as important to me than actually having something for on my feet that I make myself. I do have what was left. Now, I made a pair of full length socks. This is what I had left of the marshmallow. I'm gonna, yeah. Right, so I've got well over 50 grams of that left. The vintage tinsel, I have just under 70 grams of that left. I could technically make another pair from this. I don't think Mr. Burke would appreciate a pair of, well, he doesn't appreciate sparkly socks for a start. I don't think he would like them. Although, saying that, if I had a different colour, I could technically do them in that. That's an option. But that's for a different day because I can't do them all. Again, the Silent Night and the 3 head over heels yarns, they'll be getting done next year. I know for a fact I'm not going to have time to do them this year. So in total, yeah, let's just keep going here. 2.25mm needles. What I did is I used the 9-inch circular to do the foot and to do the cuff and the leg, then moved it on to a 32-inch cord to do the heel flap and gusset. Once I decreased all my stitches back down to the 64 stitches, or 32 because you're only working on the back. Once I got to my original stitch count, that was what I meant to say, I then put it back on the circular needle, knitted the foot, kitchener to toe up. So I do see more of them in my future. I can highly recommend. I will link them down below as well. We're nearly there. I apologise, this is really long. Maybe I should have taken some of these out. Feel free to skip. Come back later. Have a cup of tea. I'll probably still be here 2 hours later. I'm hoping no. The last finished object I finished not too long ago. Sorry, I'm trying to bring them up because you're guaranteed I'm going to need something off it. This, I'll stick a picture in. These are the basic socks with integrated heel by Ailbíona McLochlainn. They're pretty much just a plain vanilla sock with a different type of heel. I really do like the integrated heel. I'd won a prize from Mandy for the make-along that she was running, our last make-along. She posted the prize out, it never ever got here. It's Mandy, look, it's no major issue, it'll get here when it gets here. And obviously it hadn't came yet. And now, the yarn is called Fun of the Fair. It is a 50 gram main skein with a 20 gram mini. I love it. I started these, now if you bear with me a second, I started them on the 25th of November. I could not put them down. I had finished the complete pair, ends woven in and everything. Tonya, you know me, I'm like you. If it's for me, ends can dangle for months. Unless it's a pre-knit, and then I'll have to make it look nice. 28th of November, done. And I was sitting crying, I was like, what the fuck? Really happy with them. Absolutely love them. They are so cheery. Absolutely love them. I do have, I think I only use, because I never actually took note, I think I only used about 10 grams of the 20 gram mini, so I do have enough left to put in 1, possibly 2 of my blankets. So it will definitely go into my Tunisia miter blanket. And I'll need to see with what's left if I can get away with putting it into my triangulum and putting it into, I can always add what's left to the northeasterly. I do, obviously I'll link the basic socks with integrated heels down below. You can get that either on Ravelry or Ailbíona's website. With that pattern, you get both the toe up and the cuff down sock pattern. It's really size inclusive. Ailbíona does have a chart on the it won't be the first page, it'll possibly be the second page, right at the bottom, where it tells you for this size knit to X amount of inches or centimetres. If you're a half size, she also tells you how much more you need to add to the total number to get that half size. Absolutely love it. That pattern, now I can't remember if I bought that pattern or whether my very good friend Heather actually gifted me the pattern, because it was through Heather that I got to love Ailbíona. Heather does sample knitting for Ailbíona, and if Ailbíona's needing a lot of socks, Heather will knit them up for her. I know for a fact I definitely didn't test the basic socks because they were already out. So I either purchased that pattern or it was gifted from Heather. It was done on a 2.25mm higher sharp on a 9-inch circular. Again, done the toe, the heel, actually just the toe and the heel on a 32-inch cord. Done the straight knitting in a 9-inch circular. I used 59 grams, which is the full 50 gram mini skein. I literally had about that much left, and about 10 grams of the mini skein because I did the toes and the cuff. Absolutely love the yarn, absolutely love the pattern, and that finishes my going out. It's a lot. Next podcast there will not be a lot more, I promise. I have about 2 or 3 pages of whips. Some of them are things that I was working on, some of them are on hold. I'm not going to show you them, I'm just going to quickly run through what was on the list so that I can keep things going. I will stick pictures in of all of them, tell you where they're at, and they'll all be linked down below, but I'm not going to start dragging stuff out because I really need to get my bum in gear. During Vlogmas, unless it's Christmas related, so the advent problem, I don't have an advent problem, I have a yarn problem, and possibly my Yarny Corner addiction problem, but not an advent problem. The advent project I'll be working on Christmas socks for myself, Andrew and Ryan. Possibly the first thing on this list because I actually thought he was finished. Oh yeah, and a shawl project. The shawl project, Ryan socks, their priorities, and the advent project. Should I get any of them finished, I'll just move on to the next thing, but I will let you know when that happens. So my first whip, this is the Manitoba Yeti by Cheryl McTavish. I could have swore blind I finished him. Cheryl is the daughter of Socks and Alice, I'm so sorry, every time. Think I might need to glue my teeth in. Cheryl is the daughter of Socksy Nana Alice on YouTube. Again, I'll leave Alice's channel linked down below. Cheryl designs amigurumi patterns, and she was bringing out, I'm just going to call him Manny because that's what mine's is called. Mine's is called Manny, the Manitoba Yeti. She was bringing out the Manny pattern and had asked for folk to test knit it. Well, it wouldn't be test knitting because it's crochet. Test crochet it. And I thought, I need him right now. Then didn't finish him. The pattern is amazing. You have check boxes. Obviously, you'll know yourself if you've ever done like crochet patterns, but like repeat. Actually, you get it in knitting as well. Repeat row whatever 7 times, and you're sitting here going, oh, that's fantastic, now I have to mark on my pattern. Cheryl has little boxes that once you've done that round, you tick it, so you know exactly where you are. Manny's in bits. I will show Manny because I love Manny. Manny has part of a face. Now, when I opened it, it was like that, so I thought that was the top of his head. It's not, it's his bottom. I could have cried. This is how much of Manny that I've done. Very, very fluffy. So, Cheryl and Alice, I am really sorry. I promise I will get Manny done. What had happened, I know I had got most of the body done, and I think the yarn got caught. I'd gone to the bathroom and the yarn got caught. I hadn't put the marker through. Crochet hook fell out and Arya trailed it around the house, so half his body came out, and I thought, right, I'm going to start it again. This is exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to start Manny again. I want Manny. Alice had mentioned on our most recent podcast, I'll stick a bit up there what podcast it was. She was shown some of the patterns that Cheryl has on Ravelry at the moment. Manny is knit with using a 4.5mm crochet hook. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. I will check with Alice if there's anywhere else you can purchase it. Twists and turns, that is on hold. That is in hold. That's on naughty corner. It's sitting in the corner deciding what it's going to do with itself. I mucked that up, and by the time I got round to fixing it, I was getting halfway up. It's like, I'm sorry, this pattern, I'm not going to knit it anymore. So that is in the naughty corner. It is not Stephen's fault. I need to learn to think before I just keep adding stitches. It didn't put me off Stephen West because I literally flung that in a corner and pulled out yarn for my next project. This is I'm actually going to show you these projects because these are the ones that I'm working on during Vlogmas. In my lovely Happy Cow bag from the lovely Regan, who is Crafty Kiwi. Give me 2 seconds, I will show you her tag. She is Crafty Kiwi on Instagram, and you can find her on Facebook as well. I think her shop's on Facebook. See, this is a problem with having crafty friends. I don't go through their shops, I just message them and say, wanting this, can you make it? Thought on Instagram, how much money do you want me to PayPal you? I'll leave Raylene, I do have the link for Raylene's shop, I'll leave it down below. So, this is, well it wasn't because I've done more of it. This is Vertices Unite. I'm going to put this back up, sorry. This is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry or Stephen's Gumroad. This henceforth shall be called My Yarny Corner Unite because I am using only My Yarny Corner yarn. So I am going to bring this closer because I need you to see how gorgeous this is. How pretty. No, you're going blue. Don't go blue. Stay white. This is 2 colours. Now, I have weird taste, right? People may look at this and go, I'm not too sure about that. I look at this and go, oh, that really needs to be a colourway. Not gonna lie. These are... Yarn 1 is My Yarny Corner. This was a subscription colourway called, no, it's not called Angelina anything. It's called Tony Angelino. Again, no polished, let's be honest. These are all going to be 25-75 yarns, sorry. These are all 75-25%, 75% wash merino, 25% nylon. Alex and Danny's yarns are 400 metres for, not 100 grams, and 100 grams. And during Vlogtober, the lovely Mandy from Mouse's Makes was doing a vlog. The way she does it now, which is a set time every Saturday up until either the end of the Vlogtober thing, or to the end of, actually I might need to ask her that she's doing up to Christmas or she's doing it to the end of December, whenever she finishes it. And we had joked that I have that much in my Yarny corner that I need to open up the My Yarny Corner museum. We have now decided I have that much My Yarny Corner yarn that I am setting up the My Yarny Corner Addiction Society, because it's went way past just liking into an actual obsession. We were talking about Stephen West shawls, and I was like, oh, I could use some of the My Yarny Corner. I was like, oh, I could use all My Yarny Corner yarns. I'll just do a whole load of Stephen West shawls just in My Yarny Corner. And I can't remember if it was Mr. Bark or Mr. Davies made the joke, I would still have yarn left over, what am I doing with that? Stephen West has a lot of shawls. I think they were being cheeky. However, this is colour B. This is During the War. Again, this is a subscription colourway. I love them. Pretty. So, when I started this months and months and months ago, I had finished section 1. This is section 1. I had finished section 1. I had finished section 2. I was on section 3. Then ran out of section 2. So I had to rip it back out and start again. I could have just left section 1, but I'm pretty sure I was going to have the same problem with section 1 as well. I did get slightly confused about the repeats. As you can see, there are stitch markers marking repeats, because you have to do X amount of repeats. So I am marking every 20 repeats until I get to the number of stitches that I am requiring. So that is A and B. C is this gorgeousness. Is the bottom any better? The bottom's much better. This is stunning. This, again, My Yarny Corner fingering weight yarn. It is Move Mountains. This was yarn that came in possibly September or October. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it to bits. Love, 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 love it. So that's going to be my section C. Section D is this gorgeousness. This, again, My Yarny Corner, fingering weight. This is Troll Tree. I have had this for a while. There's one of them that's on its original, the original My Yarny Corner bow band. Anybody remember that bow band? I do have a collection. So we've got Only Fools and Horses, Tony Angelino. We have During the War, and I'm trying to keep these in order. We have Move Mountains. You will see some of these are 120 grams. They're not. They're 100 grams with 20 gram minis. That's how I like my sock sets, is 100 grams and a 20 gram mini. I don't mind paying more for it to be slightly bigger, but it does mean that I can use I have the option, if I'm going to make socks, I can do contrasting heels and toes. If not, I can stick them in my blanket, and it's lovely. This is Troll Tree, again, 75-25. This was just 100 grams, so there's no money with that. And this again was a subscription sock set, which is Fatal Extraction. Have I brought that out? No, I haven't. I stopped at Troll Tree. Fatal Extraction. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Actually, is that Fatal Extraction? Yes. So, those are my Vertices Unite. It is going to be awesome. I can't wait to get it done. Should I manage to actually do something other than the Advent project and mine socks, it'll be great, because I want to get some more of that done. I am using a 3.75mm higher sharp on a 32-inch cable. I'm going to work on that whenever I have time, which right now isn't very much, but I'm going to keep working on that. Next project is it here? Yes, it is. In my John Arbin Textiles project bag, not sponsored by my own corner or Ailbíona McLochlainn. These are my basic socks with, well, they're not mine, they're Ryan's. Basic sock with integrated heel by Ailbíona McLochlainn. These are the toe-up version. I am working up the foot. If you watched the vlogs, Ryan is a size 9, not a size 8. I'm making no modifications at all. This is West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply colour number 360, which is bubblegum. This is 1109, which is gingerbread. This marks day 1 of the vlog. This marks day 2 of the vlog. This marks 20 rows. That marks the start of the heel, the start of the toe. Lovely. This was a gift from Regan. Oh, actually, I got this and a whole load of them at the same time, and this stitch marker, which is a bit cheap with a bead. Both of them, no, both of them. That was a gift from the lovely Sarah. These I'm going to work on. These are other Christmassy ones. Got that from Regan. Got that from Regan. Got that from Regan. Got that from Regan. Bought that one, and I bought that one. I do have a pack of Christmassy stitch markers that I bought off the Amazon. That's going to go in my Advent. If you want to know about the basic socks, I would suggest you go on and watch the vlog. I'm not going to go into this one and the next one that much, because I've done it for a while. You're going to see it every day. So that is Ryan's socks. Again, the basic socks with integrated heels are free part. It's not free. Stop telling people it's free. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry or on Ailbíona's website. I am a massive fan of Ailbíona's basic socks. Heather, I am catching you up. You might have 95 pairs of basic socks. I've got 5. I will catch you up, missus. Final project. What project bag is it in? My final whip, and this is the main project I'll be working on during Vlogmas, is this. It is the Anthology throw by Helen Stewart. This was where I was after day 1. This is where I was after day 2. That's still day 1 of the Advent. I've not long joined in day 2. I'm working way behind. It does work out well. Mandy was saying earlier on that she ran out of yarn, so she had to stop knitting. If I take my time, I'll have a spare ball. I'll be slightly behind, but I'll not run out because I'll have a new one to open. So that's my plan. This is day 3. I've not started it yet. That's day 2. I do have a small amount of day 1 left. I'm just going to stick that in my triangle and blanket, but I'll wait until I've done it because I'll need to space out where they're going. I don't think I'll have time to work on triangulum, to be honest, because this and round socks are a priority. Anthology is by Helen Stewart. It is part of the Knit Ven 2022. It is the first pattern that was released by Helen Stewart for Knit Ven. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. You can either buy the 5 patterns, which is about £18, or you can buy just the Anthology throw for £6. Prices may vary depending on the country on which you live. I am using the 24-day advent from my Yarny Corner, and I am using a 3.75mm higher sharp on a 47-inch cord. The pattern does say to use a 4mm. However, I started it out on a 4mm and it looked like a string vest. Not going to lie, even as a 3.75, it's still quite loose. However, I'm just going to keep going. By the time you add on 24 minis, that's like what, 240 grams. It's going to be quite a hefty blanket. Plus you could always use it as a shawl. I'm going to continue to work on them during Advent. I'm just going to continue to work on that during Advent. And that is all I'm working on. All the other projects will be on hold until, more than likely, until some of the bigger stuff are finished. So once I get through the Advent, I'll then move on to other stuff. The Christmas socks, Andrew and I aren't really that fussed about having the new colourway. I will at some point next year make mine so that I've got them for Vlogmas next year. The Vertices Unite is a must. I will at some point during Vlogmas need to dye up yarn for Mandy's McLochlainn starting in January of the Starflake shawl. Or do I go back and go home and do the blanket? No, I'm just doing the shawl because I need more blankets like a hole in the head. So I need to dye up yarn for that to make sure that I've got it. And I also need to dye up yarn for the eyeball shawl, because the lovely Mandy gave me a tip yesterday on how to get the colour of the yarn that I'm wanting. So that is all the knitting mates. I have been equally obsessed with stitch markers. Now, there was a plan to open up a shop and sell them. However, the place that I was getting the patterns from do not allow you to commercially sell them, so I was kind of stuffed. I can't sell them, so it kind of took all my stock out, so I'm having to rebuild up my stock. However, to show you the obsession, and these are not even all of the ones, because there was 1 or 2 of them that I made that I gave away. I may have a beaded stitch marker obsession. I don't have a lot of beaded stitch markers. Watch me turn into Pinocchio. I have, can I show this without them off on? I have loads. We've got B. We've got the original. If you watch Mandy's podcast, you'll have seen the Ukrainian mouse. I have the original. This can't be sold because of where I got the pattern from. This one can be sold, so I need to make more of him. It's Percy the Penguin. Got a marshmallow. This one again can't be sold. It's the halo mask, another halo mask. That can't be sold. Why are you there? Because you were supposed to be going to somebody else. My French toast. French toast. Mr. French toast. He can't be sold. Got marshmallow. Got a giraffe. This one can be sold. That's my wee Kit Kat. We have sheep. We have how the pattern designer designed the mouse. We have an elephant. We have a penguin head. We have a light bulb that can be sold because I made that one myself. The Christmas bulb. Then we've got popcorn. We have toast fans for socks and Darwin cat. Oh, and my t-shirt. So I do have a vast amount. There is other ones that I've got, however I can't show them. Because I can't sell them, I am just going to use the originals to send to a friend. The ones that I have got will all get sent out for make-alongs and stuff like that, seeing as I can no longer sell them. So yeah, that's my other obsession. Bead creations. Mr. Bart's busy just now, so I'll go into the life stuff. Mentioned earlier, unfortunately on the 11th of November we had to take Mr. Darwin to the vet. Darwin was 16. We found out in October that Darwin was in late stage kidney failure. Because he was old, there was nothing the vet could do. So it was just, he was never ever going to be made better. It was, the vet had hoped that if he started on a specific kidney, there's a specific kidney food that you get for cats who are in kidney disease that kind of helps the process. He was never ever going to go back into remission. It was just to give him a wee bit extra help. Unfortunately, Darwin just would need it. So on the 11th of November, which was Ryan's dad's birthday, we had to take Darwin to the vet and have him put to sleep. It was not fun times. I do want to thank the Zoom ladies. I did get very, very upset during Mandy's Zoom when we kind of realised that Darwin wasn't right. Was it during Mandy's Zoom or was it during mine? During somebody's Zoom, had to make an emergency phone call to the vet, and they were like, oh, bring him in at 6, and it was like, he's not going to last till 6. Phoned back and they were like, look, bring him in, we'll try and fit you in. So we took him in. I decided not to put him in his cat carrier. He was never ever a fan of his cat carrier. So I literally just, mummy cuddled him all the way to the vet. We're sitting in the waiting room. He was getting mummy cuddles. His bum was round about here. I'm sitting going, that spot's got off warm all of a sudden. And I'm sitting going, is that wet? So obviously I had him like that, and I'd put my hand underneath him, and I'd felt like at my waist, I was like, oh my God, he's just peed on me. I was like, you're going to have to get me something because I'm not walking about with like cat pee on my t-shirt, because it was blatantly obvious by that point. Obviously, the way my t-shirt was sitting, not only had he peed on my t-shirt, he'd peed on my leggings, he'd peed my underwear, it was doing my leg. It was not a pretty sight. So Ryan had went up to the reception and she was like, hi, do you have some, like a cloth or something? Darwin's just peed. Oh, don't worry about it, I'll bring the mop. And I was like, he's not peed the floor, he peed me. I was like, you're not washing me down with a mop, I need a cloth. And we got called in. The vet had went and got a cloth and washed him down. He was barely hanging on by the time he was at the vet's, and the vet had decided, look, we're not going to be able to fix him. I don't think a drip's going to fix this. I think at that point we pretty much knew it was time to let him go. We were given the option of, are we wanting him cremated? If we were to get him cremated, do we want his ashes back, or would we like him to come back so we could bury him? And we chose to bury him in the back garden. She did take a paw print. I'll stick a picture in of Darwin's paw print. We had tried taking one and it was just a complete and utter mess. No, our vets are really good that if your pet passes, you get a condolence card. I'll stick a picture in of the card we got. The vet wrote it there and then because she put his paw print in the card. Millie has not been great. She's Darwin's brother. No, she's Darwin's sister. Darwin was her brother. Despite the fact that we thought for years that they two hated one another with a burning passion, not so much. She has been acting weird. Darwin was a big personality. Darwin loved everybody. He was so social. He loved coming on Zooms. He did interrupt the knitting quite a lot because he wanted booby cuddles or mummy cuddles. He didn't, he just wanted the ladies. He was quite partial to a set of ladies. We do miss him. Ellie is Andrew's cat, with Andrew being back. She's starting to get back into being his cat again. Millie has a fondness, as you'll find out in vlogs, every morning when she screams for him. For Ryan, Darwin was my cat. He was my boy and I miss him terribly. I don't see me replacing him. Apologies, start again. I don't think I will replace him. Darwin originally belonged to my cousin. His mum had Millie and Darwin's mum and dad. Millie and Darwin came from Tara's first litter. We took over Darwin's care when my cousin moved and he couldn't take Darwin with him. At the time my cousin was working 12-hour shifts and Darwin had started to become feral. So he needed, at the time, the options for Darwin was either you find someone to take him the way he is, or we're going to have to put him to sleep because we will not be able to rehome him because he is vicious. If you saw Darwin before he passed, you'll have seen Darwin on Zooms. Darwin loved having conversations. The minute he knew I was speaking to someone, he was right there, he had to be involved. My knitting was not important, clapping him was. So it is a big part missing. Arya really misses Darwin. They were really, really close. They had their own fight, but we are grateful for the time that we had with him. We are grateful at the fact that we have a really, really good vet who did try to keep him going as long as possible. Millie obviously has the same age as Darwin. We are now checking her more regularly. She will be going to the vets more regularly, just to be on the safe side. Let's be honest, the only thing that alerted us that Darwin wasn't right was the fact that he was losing weight and drinking like a fish. Millie doesn't drink much, but definitely does eat a lot. So we're going to keep an eye on her. Millie is enjoying Darwin's inheritance from Darwin, which is all the wet food. She's starting to get quite chunky. Miss Arya is a bit depressed that she didn't inherit anything. She gets what's left of what the cats don't eat, which isn't very much. Grandad Bark has had his place in the home made permanent. That's a whole situation. He went into the home on the 30th of May. We fought with the social worker from May to September until we eventually got the place made permanent. That happened at the end of September. We are now dealing with a whole host of garbage with the benefits agency, with the council for his rent. It's a whole thing. So yeah, life is great. Life has been a lot of fun. I would like to thank the Zoom ladies for the crying and the listening to me rant. My health wise, nothing has moved since last time. Still not heard anything back for the hospital. Not much hope. So yeah, still on liver failure. So life has been pants. We are slightly more optimistic that Christmas will not be a complete and utter disaster. Mr. Bart's dad is not doing too well. However, we did manage to get him to his 76th birthday, no, 77th birthday, which is ace. So we kind of made a deal with him. If he made it to 77, he could go. He could go whenever he chose at that point, but he wasn't allowed to die before he turned 77. Has made it to 77 and he's not doing too well just now. He's a wee bit of sugary peg. However, with all the health problems he's got, we're kind of expecting him not to last too long. However, this is getting depressing. Apart from that, things are great. Andrew is back. Can't remember if I said that in the last one or not. Andrew has moved back in. Andrew has changed jobs. Andrew no longer works for Home Bargains. Andrew has a full-time job working from home with far better money, which is going to allow him to clear his feet a wee bit and save. I don't think he's going to move. Mentally he's doing slightly better than what he was, so he may pop on. He probably won't be knitting anymore for a while until he gets his head straight, but he is a happier little chappy. I'm going to leave that here. I will go and get Mr. Bark so we can finish this off, because I need to get this edited. I've got to zoom in an hour. Hello, Mr. Bark.
I never know where to look. I just feel like
right, see the big smiley face right there?
I just feel like really stary. Like a serial killer.
Like a serial killer.
Where'd that look?
Smiley face. Smiley face. You look like you grew one away. So, the Arya Bart viewers would like to know how your kilt walk went, Master Ryan. How great was it?
Great. Really good. Really good.
Was it really good?
Really liked it a lot.
Did you?
It's good. It's good.
How far did we get?
Oh, far. Not far. Not
well,
far.
that's technically not true. You got about halfway.
Halfway far. Halfway far. I got about halfway round. We were walking on a slightly more uneven surface, And up to that point, well, I was really enjoying it. I did really enjoy it. And up to that point, I thought this is actually going not too bad, halfway there. And when we come out the other side of the uneven part, I was like, my leg's starting to really hurt. My leg's starting to hurt. I walked through the pain, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point where I actually physically couldn't walk.
Where did the pain start?
How do you mean?
Can you remember? Started in your ankle.
It was in my ankle.
Then it went up to your knee.
Up to my knee.
Then it was on his hip.
And it was just an absolute agony. And I thought, I'll sit for 5 minutes, I'll be able to push on after that. I sat for 5 minutes, when I tried to walk again, my legs just wouldn't even work at that point. And at that point I had to phone Caroline and go, could you come and pick me up, please? I was very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
The reason why he's not been on is because...
Embarrassment.
Yes.
Shame.
And shame.
It should be like Game of Thrones, where I should be paraded naked through the street with that woman ringing a bell at the back of me going, shame, shame, shame.
It's not shameful. You still did, from your team, raise the most amount of money.
And I would like to thank all your lovely viewers for all the donations, because I wouldn't have raised nearly enough and nearly as much if it wasn't for your lovely viewers. And I feel disappointed. I feel like I've kind of let people down by not being able to complete it. And as you said, that's part of the reason why I've not been on, because obviously
you walked 10 miles.
I couldn't face up to basically my failure. Failure's not an option. Not an option.
He did try to push on until his manager told him to stop. And in his defence, he did not get out of his bed for the biggest party a week after that. We had plans.
I literally could not move.
That week he was off, and he literally couldn't get up out of his bed.
Because I took the week off my work that week after it, and spent most of it. I think the next day I don't think I could move at all. I couldn't even walk.
That night you spent in your bed with the electric blanket on and the massager on. Next day you couldn't even get up at your bed.
Nope.
It was a struggle for you to go to the toilet.
Yep.
Tuesday was pretty much the same.
Hi, Arya.
He managed on the weddings. Stop arguing with cats. He managed on the weddings. Stop harassing the cat. He managed on the Wednesday to actually come through from the bed, walk through from the bedroom. Same on Tuesday. On Friday, I think you went up to visit your dad on the Friday, did you know?
I think I did, aye.
And it took a long while, and obviously he was back to his work on the Monday, and even then he was like, I think I'm in your phone in sick.
But I feel a lot of people are down because obviously everybody, well, loads of people donated, and I wasn't able to complete it, albeit I made it halfway. I didn't complete it, but I'm grateful for the donations, because obviously it was for a really good charity, being the children's hospices. So I mean, they still got their money, and I think the Sir Tom Hunter Foundation matched whatever I raised as well, so a fair bit. I think it ended up about £800 odd went to them for the donations, plus it getting matched, so I'm really, really grateful.
Your scarf's coming.
Hi. Are you coming on podcast? Nobody needs to see your sausage roll.
It's up high enough so they'll not actually see it.
Nobody needs to see your sausage roll. But yeah, so thank you for the donations, and sorry for my failure. I will be paraded naked through the street with an old woman at the back of me going, shame, shame, for everybody to laugh at me.
And a police car behind that, lifting them for indecent exposure. Are you doing it next year?
Tim's been asking me if I'm going to do it next year, but I'm going to train harder. I'm going to train harder next year. With everything going on with my dad and my health and work, I struggled to put the training in. I struggled for the motivation as well, if I'm being honest, to put the training in. But I didn't get a lot of time to train either. But next year I'm going to start training early and I'm going to make it next year because I'm determined to complete it.
Bearing in mind, you and Andrew can do it next year, and Andrew can do it for the Pet Blood Bank.
No, that's true. It's a good idea.
And then when you buy me patch in January, I love you so much. When you buy patch in January, patch can take part 2.
True. That's all I like your thinking.
I'm just saying.
Could we ask for donations to buy patch?
No, you're buying me patch.
Okay.
You have 2 cats, I have none. I have no cats.
You have Arya.
She's not a cat, she just thinks she is.
Patch is not a cat either though.
I'll stick a picture of Patch in. Oh, Daddy, I am positive. No, Arya's positive. I am negative. I want to be a lifesaver too.
Good for you, Patch. Good for you.
Oh, future Daddy. I
You,
will join you on your walk.
you do realise, like, by the time like we have enough money for Patch will be going to another living home.
Aye, but there'll be other Patches though.
We'll see.
Patch has the cute face that I'm going to blackmail you into getting me it. Let's be honest, ladies. Were we not on Zoom, the ladies would have been coming out to make sure that I got Patch. Ow! Yes. I don't want Patch for Christmas.
No.
I want Patch for January. Yes, so.
Thank you for your donations. Sorry I'm a failure. May I leave in disappointment now?
Are you going to leave and hang your head in shame?
Yes.
That's not too bad. You got halfway round.
I know. Halfway's not good enough though.
Right, can I just point out, you got halfway round a course that everybody else on your team never even made it to the start line.
There is that.
So, you're done damn sight better than half your team.
It's not the one that's taking part that counts.
Yes, and you nearly killed yourself in the taking part.
It's worth it though.
And still managed to raise more money than everybody else.
Thank you for the donations and thank you for your support. I am grateful. Can I leave now in shame and disappointment?
Yes.
Aye.
So that is everything. I am not sure if I'm going to be doing weekly or fortnightly or monthly vlogs. That's not a vlog, it's a podcast. I haven't quite decided yet. If you do hit, will you give me a minute to last them? Arya would like you to hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification, you'll be informed when I put a new one up. I am going to be doing Vlogmas. I'm going to continue to do Vlogmas. They will be daily. Today's one will go up at some point tonight. I would like to remind everyone that my internet is really shocking, so it does take a bit of time to go up. Andrew's not working, so I should be able to go on Zoom and upload, possibly. Again, we would like to thank everyone who did donate to the Kilt Walk. Thank you to everyone who did leave lovely comments. I know it did kind of look there for a while like I dropped off the face of the earth, replied to, but I do appreciate all the comments. I did take a break from interacting with people except the Zoom ladies. The mental health was not good. I do still love each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a Arya says remember to like and subscribe. I hope you do have a very crafty time until I see you again, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.